So first of all, SAP made a strategic announcement on Monday, a worldwide announcement, that had three elements. First of all, it's a long-term strategic commitment towards sustainability. And that commitment is actually translating into three activities. Number one, it has to do with what SAP does itself to become more sustainable. Number two, it has to do with the products we can actually deliver to our customers to help them become more sustainable. And number three, there are organizational news, and part of that news sits in front of you, which is how is SAP from an organizational perspective embedding sustainability across the entire business so we execute holistically and globally on this effort. So let's go through these, and then I think things become clear. So, strategic commitment to sustainability. What do we do ourselves? We have analyzed our entire footprint on the environment, and we have looked at our social engagement. And before I start talking about targets, I'd like to highlight that SAP has had very good recognition in the market about sustainability and how we execute ourselves for a while. You all are probably aware with the Dow Jones Sustainability Index. We are the software leader in the software category in terms of sustainability today. We're also in the Corporate Knights 100, the 100 most sustainable large businesses in the world. We are in the FTSE4Good, which is another index. So we have a lot of recognition about being sustainable. However, the bar is continuously raised. And what we're trying to do is to obviously also improve. So we've looked at our entire footprint, and we've looked at water, land use, all those kind of things. And the one thing that really, where SAP can have a big impact is carbon. That has to do with our industry. We don't have a production that uses water. We don't have a lot of emissions, but still carbon is the one thing. So we've analyzed our carbon footprint. You can see that in here in the report that we first reported last year. There's another report coming out in the first half of this year. And we found that we have around 470,000 tons of carbon per year in 2007. We now have publicly committed to reducing our emissions in half by 2020. That is a strong commitment. It brings us back to the emissions level of the year 2000. However, other companies, as you might have heard, they talk about 1990 levels when they talk about bringing the emissions down. However, the growth we had between 2000 and 2008 has been so significant. Right? 2000 we had about, I think, 24,000 employees. Today we have about 50,000. So bringing it back to that level is a strong commitment, also provided that we intend to continue to grow over the next years until 2020. So that's that. We're obviously using our own technology to measure our carbon footprint and to monitor our progress here. So an aggressive carbon reduction target. I'd like to now talk a little bit about the other areas, our products. To give you a little bit of a perspective of the lever SAP has, we just talked about our carbon emissions, and I want to use that as an example. I talked about 500,000 tons roughly SAP. The carbon emissions of our customer base combined is about 5 gigatons. That is 1/6 of the complete human or man-made emissions. So that gives you an idea of what an incredible lever SAP has. Because we are in 82,000 companies today, and we're running their businesses, we're running their business processes. By automating best practices of how you can avoid carbon, capture carbon, track carbon, improve on that, we can have a big impact. And that's really the main driver. So we know we need to fix our own footprint and we need to become more sustainable. There's lots of things to learn, and we do that. However, the real lever for us is to go with our customers and help them adopt best practices. So again, we don't start from scratch here. This morning I talked about a whole variety of solutions that we already have out in the marketplace. SAP started in 1995 to tackle the issue of sustainability at large. Today, mostly in the area of people health and safety, as well as the areas of product safety and stewardship, sustainability performance management, so the ability to understand what's going on, to report out, and very important also environmental compliance. Right? So track your carbon, track your make sure you're compliant with the Clean Air Act and the European trading system and all those kind of things. So a lot of compliance regulation. So SAP has been doing these things for a long time. We don't start from scratch, but frankly, I think the whole IT industry has to learn a lot about how to address these issues. I want to also point out another very interesting statistics. Gartner last year, they looked at they made a research last year, and they came out with the fact that